Hello, my name is Izaiah and I'd like to talk about transmissions, in which that is my topic for my informative speech. Raise your hands if you have any knowledge on transmissions. It's okay, don't worry if you do not. Most of you may know that there are many transmissions on the market these days, and today I'd like to cover 4 of them. These transmissions are the automatic transmission, the CVT, which stands for continuously variable transmission, the manual transmission, and the dual clutch manual transmission. And by the end of my speech today, hopefully we'll know a lot more about transmissions and gain a better understanding. The first transmission I'd like to talk about is the automatic transmission. This is any transmission that does not require the driver to shift any gears. These are more suitable for heavy traffic environments because obviously all you do, hit the brake, hit the gas. Simple as that. The cons for this one is cost and maintenance, and when you go to buy this car, they're frequently more expensive just because it's a more complicated transmission. Next, I'd like to talk about the CVT transmission. This is a sub-part of the automatic transmission because the CVT is still automatic. The continuously variable transmission is a form of automatic transmission. However, it uses pulleys and either a belt or a chain, which we can resemble with maybe even this, just a rubber band. Something like that. Just in between these, and it'll go up and down depending on which gear you'd be in. These transmissions are typically more fuel efficient and are found in cars even as common as the Nissan Altima, which doesn't really have the greatest CVT transmission, as they're known to fail fairly common, to the Toyota Corolla. And even some Honda cars have CVT transmissions, as they are very common. These transmissions are very fuel efficient, and they keep the vehicle running at a certain performance. But some people, as a con for this, do not like that, because when at a certain performance, it'll rev out, and it'll cause something called a rubber band effect, where it just gives this really nasty sound that some people aren't very fond of. Next, we can go over to a different form of transmissions, which would be manual transmissions. This transmission is a vehicle gearbox in which drivers select gears using a clutch and a stick shift. The pros for these is the driver may feel in more control of the vehicle. They get more engagement, obviously, with the clutch and the shifter. And there's a better potential for fuel efficiency. Obviously, if you're good at driving your vehicle and it is manual, you'll be really good at shifting gears, getting up to a certain speed, and keeping good fuel efficiency. The cons for this is during heavy traffic, like we said earlier, you're going to be shifting a bunch, you're going to be braking, using your clutch a lot, and you can gain a leg fatigue, and now you can't really drive as much. But that's okay. And another con for this is the learning curve. Obviously, you have to learn how to drive a manual. It's not as easy as getting into an automatic, putting it into gear, and just going straight off, and braking and whatnot. It's not as easy. Next, we can move on to the dual clutch transmission. This is a form of manual transmission. It is architecturally similar to a manual transmission, but it adds an automated shifting. The pros for this dual clutch manual transmission is you have more control, but you still have that automatic ease. The cons is when you're at a low speed, some people have reported that, it'll have this hesitant, jerky feeling as it's trying to gain its grip on the gears. We can now move on to my conclusion, where transmissions are like the muscles in your body, in which operate to get us moving from the power of its engine, which you could assume is either our brain or heart. And then, with all that said, I would like to say that, say you're at your mechanics and they're talking about transmissions, maybe, I don't know, jump in. Have a little word with them. You can get some better knowledge from that. And that's all I had. Alrighty, thank you.